Hello, everybody. It is Frosty the Songman. I haven't made a video in a long time, but I am taking a course on conducting online, and this is my final project. And the professor said you could upload it to YouTube, so I was like, hey, I think I have a YouTube channel still. Why don't I just use this and use it as a video that I haven't put up in ages? So here's my new video. This is on Gerald Finzi. Gerald Finzi was an English composer. His lifetime span was 1901 to 1956, and he's best known as a choral composer. Although he's very respected and well known for his cello and clarinet concertos that he wrote. He was born in London, and I will get so I at the first part of this video I'll tell a little bit about him, and then I will tell you about the piece I conducted with the community orchestra. It's called Introit, and so yeah, I'll go over this piece a little bit. And I just posted a video of me conducting it, so it's kind of a few videos I'll post this week. Finzi's father was John Abraham Finzi. He was a shipbroker, and he died actually right before Gerald Finzi's 8th birthday. Uh, During World War I, the Finzis settled in Harrogate, England, which is kind of near York. And I actually was there a couple years ago, traveling through England. My wife and I played at a bar called Hale's Bar in Harrogate. They were kind enough to have us perform. So Finzi studied music at Christ Church in Harrogate under somebody named Ernest Farrar. Farrar was a composer, pianist, and organist, and his career was interrupted by World War I, as so many people's careers were interrupted by the Great War, as it was known. Uh, so Finzi's teacher, Farrar, fought in the war, and he was actually killed in action in 1918, which really affected Finzi deeply. And during these years, all of Finzi's three brothers died too. So Finzi kind of had a sour outlook on life, kind of melancholy outlook and a feel to his music. It's got a lament, feeling of lament and deep reflection, which I kind of like. I mean, even rock bands when I was younger, I loved Pink Floyd and the Kinks. I like because they sang a lot about childhood's end and this horrible entrance into adulthood when they had such an idyllic childhood. It's kind of like now you have to punch the clock and you're not free to be creative and just live in a magical world as a child. So I kind of like, for some reason, I like that in music. I love a lot of jazz ballads too, just that kind of have a feeling of loneliness and lament, like these thick 11 chords and 13 chords and minor 9 chords. I don't know. I dig that stuff. All right, so after Finzi's teacher Farrar died, he studied at York Minster with the organist Edward Bairstow. He was a much stricter teacher than Farrar. Finzi then moved to Painswick in Gloucestershire, where he began serious composition. He moved to London in 1925 and was introduced to Gustav Holst, Arthur Bliss, and Ralph Vaughan Williams. Williams got a teaching post for Finzi at the Royal Academy of Music that lasted from 1930 to 1933. Finzi never liked London too much. Actually, I'm not that fond of it either. When we went over a couple years ago, my wife went to London and I just didn't even go. I just stayed and did my own thing, rented a car and I was headed up to Nottingham, and she was doing her thing in London, and I met her in Nottingham. So Finzi never liked London. He then moved to Aldbourne in the county of Wiltshire, and he continued to pose there, although there he also got into apple growing, and he actually saved quite a few species of English apples that were, about to become extinct. He also collected a lot of English poetry, philosophy, and literature, and he actually had over 3,000 volumes of that stuff. In 1939, the Finzis moved again, this time to Ashamsworth in Hampshire, which is kind of southern central England. There he founded the Newbury String Players, an amateur chamber orchestra that he conducted until he died. Finzi's work, Dies Natalis, was slated to be performed at the Three Choirs Festival, an event that could have thrusted Finzi into the spotlight as a major composer, but the outbreak of World War II delayed this performance. His name continued to spread, however, slowly, and his Clarinet Concerto was written in 1949, and it's considered one of his most important works today. In 1951, he learned that he had Hodgkin's disease, and shortly after this, he wrote his Cello Concerto, which again features sad movements and lamentful feelings in it. In 1956, after an excursion with Ralph Vaughan Williams, Finzi developed shingles, and this led to complications with his health, and he had a severe brain inflammation, which killed him at 55 years old. And actually, it's an interesting fact, the first performance of his cello concerto was given the day before he died on the radio performance. So I conducted Finzi's introit in early December 2025, a few weeks ago. And it was a community orchestra in Virginia, and the conductor was kind enough to have me come in and spend 10 minutes conducting this piece. It was really just a sight reading session. It was after a concert, so they were coming together, and they actually read Beethoven's Sixth Symphony and Chopin's Second Piano Concerto without a pianist. They're gonna get a pianist later if we do the piece. I might join the orchestra, actually. I play viola, so it's fun for me to play with the local community orchestra. So yeah, I didn't play on the Finzi, obviously. I was conducting it. But I see this video is already over 7 minutes, so let me stop this here, and I'll post another one about the Finzi conducting that I did. All right, thanks for watching.